Critics have praised Nicole Scherzinger's dazzling performance in a new production of Sunset Boulevard. The West End show received 5-star reviews from the Evening Standard, The Stage, and the Daily Mail, which said the singer nails it from the off. Scherzinger told she had tried to train myself like a weapon for the show, which runs until January. But some of the production's notices were less positive, with The Guardian calling the show emotionally empty. Scherzinger plays Norma Desmond, a washed-up film star dreaming of a comeback, in the musical written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and directed by Jamie Lloyd. Speaking to press backstage after Thursday's opening night, Scherzinger said the role had changed my life because I feel like people, for the first time, truly get to see my potential, all the facets of me. Asked why it had taken so long for her to return to the London stage following her 2014 Olivier-nominated performance in Cats, she replied, "Timing is a funny thing, isn't it? But it's divine timing, and there's been other roles that have been offered to me, but I guess it was the right time and the right role. We get busy with our lives and we get distracted, and you're doing this show here and that show there, and then someone like Jamie Lloyd comes along and says, I have this vision for you. This role is going to change your lives, and it truly has." In a 5-star review, the Evening Standard's Nick Curtis said Scherzinger absolutely smashes it. She brings not only an operatically powerful voice, but shrewd comedy, harrowing pathos, and a dancer's physical precision to the washed-up silent star, besotted with young screenwriter Joe Newcomer Tom Francis, who is excellent. He added in one number, Max describes Norma as the greatest star of all. But right now in London theater, I reckon it's Scherzinger. The Daily Mail's Luke Jones also awarded 5 stars, writing, "For my money, this is the show of the year, a thrillingly fresh and surprisingly dark revival." He continued, "Nicole Scherzinger nails it from the off. And any doubts I had about a pussycat doll playing Hollywood's answer to Miss Havisham were banished pronto." The room leapt to its feet. Fading pop star becomes fading film icon to dramatic perfection. I gasped, losing a full mouthful of gin and tonic to my shirt. Some critics were less enthusiastic, however, with Clive Davis of the Times suggesting the show exposes her Scherzinger's limitations as an actress and singer. Scherzinger, who studied musical theater in her youth, possesses the lung power, but too often you can hear her grinding through the gears, he wrote in his 3-star review. The anthemic "As If We Never Said Goodbye" starts promisingly, but soon lapses into overkill. Despite some dissenting voices, Scherzinger broadly convinced critics that she had the vocal prowess to pull of the musical's big numbers. Backstage, she said, "It's been very difficult, but I've really tried to train myself like a weapon. To train my body and my temple so that I'm super sharp and fit on that stage, not just physically, but in my mind." Asked if she would consider appearing in the show again if it transferred to Broadway, she said, I've never been to Broadway. If the stars align, I think that would be really special. I'm from America, so it's always been my dream to go to Broadway, but I don't ever let hype get in the way of anything. I try to just let my work speak for itself and take it one step at a time. Stroke of genius. Not all critics were won over by the London production. The Guardian's Arifa Akbar said, "The characters are inscrutable, and we cannot access their emotions." This sure to incite strong reactions. She continued in her 3-star review, "For some, it may be the show of the year. For me, it was emotionally empty. Either way, few people will walk out indifferent." The Telegraph Dominic Cavendish was more upbeat, noting that when Scherzinger lets loose with her lungs, she attains the shattering force of a sonic boom. Have a lonely diva's big numbers, with one look and As If We Never Said Goodbye, ever been rendered with such heart-stopping immensity? He asked. Elsewhere, Sam Marlowe of The Stage picked up on Lloyd's monochromatic color scheme in her 5-star review of the show. With its stark, prop-free design, its Nourish black and white palette, its jagged sinewy choreography, and its inspired use of live video, it's as dark and glittering as a black diamond, and as lean and lethal as a stiletto blade, she said. The production uses as its backdrop a cinema-like screen which displays a live stream of some of the performers who film each other both on and off stage throughout the evening. Marlowe described Scherzinger's casting as a stroke of genius. adding that she is unafraid of looking unlovely. She is often funny or ridiculous and sometimes terrifying. In a 4-star review, Sarah Crampton of What's on Stage said, "Its masterstroke is to place Scherzinger front and center and leave her there as Norma descends into almost gothic madness. Her eyes wide, her gestures increasingly frantic. Her voice is a wonder, both seductive and subtle, but big enough to raise the roof. It's an extraordinary performance and a beautiful rethinking of one of Lloyd Webber's greatest shows." Director Jamie Lloyd, who previously directed productions of Cyrano de Bergerac and Richard I told he felt no need to use scenery or props, instead relying on the performers to tell the story. "You start out with the very minimum that you need to chart the emotional and psychological journey, and it turns out you don't really need a lot," he said. "When you've got this exceptional score and incredible actors who happen to be world-class vocalists, really you just need to give them space and the orchestration space to be able to live and shine. So you don't need big sets, you don't need lots of props and costume changes, you just need people who are incredibly talented.